Today's ceasefire in Gaza, a biblical perspective. Hey everyone, let's take a moment to talk about something that's happening in the world right now. A ceasefire in Gaza. After 15 months of heartbreaking conflict, there's finally been an agreement between Israel and Hamas to stop the fighting. This is huge news and brings a lot of hope, but it also makes us think. What does the Bible say about moments like these? Let's explore. What's happening? So, here's what's going on. Mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and the United States helped broker this agreement, which will unfold in stages over the next 42 days. It's designed to ease tensions, provide humanitarian aid, and hopefully pave the way for lasting peace. Doesn't that remind you of the patience and wisdom the Bible calls us to? Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty." It's a reminder that building peace takes time and careful planning. Humanitarian efforts showing compassion. One of the main goals of the ceasefire is to get much-needed food, water, and medical aid to those who've been suffering. This part really hits home because the Bible is filled with verses about caring for others. Isaiah 58:6-7 says, "Share your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless poor into your house." And let's not forget Jesus' words in Matthew 25:40. "Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." It's a beautiful picture of God's heart for the vulnerable, isn't it? Working toward peace. The ceasefire also challenges both sides to work toward a more permanent peace. That's no small task, but it lines up perfectly with God's vision for the world. Isaiah 2:4 gives us that amazing picture. "Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." And the mediators who stepped in, they remind us of Jesus' words in Matthew 5:9, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." It takes real courage to step into the middle of conflict and try to bring people together. What can we learn? So, how does this apply to us? I think this ceasefire reminds us that we're all called to be peacemakers in our own lives. Whether it's resolving a family argument, reaching out to a neighbor, or praying for peace in the world, we're part of God's plan for reconciliation. 2 Corinthians 5:18 says, "All this is from God, who through Christ reconciled us to himself and gave us the ministry of reconciliation." And let's not forget the power of prayer. Psalm 22:6 urges us to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May they be secure who love you. So let's commit to praying not just for peace in Gaza, but for God's peace to fill hearts everywhere. A final thought. This ceasefire might not solve everything overnight, but it's a step in the right direction. It shows us that even in the hardest situations, there's always hope. And as believers, we know that ultimate peace will come when Jesus returns to establish his kingdom. Revelation 21:4 gives us that promise. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain. So let's hold on to that hope, keep praying, and live as peacemakers in our own lives. God is working, even when things seem uncertain.